Ahoy mateys, today is Sunday, July 7th, 2024, and I bet you didn't think I was going to do a video today, but I did, I am, and I will. And here we are at Carr House on Carr Canyon Road.
So you can see he has one of the, remember 20 Mule Team borax?
Oh yes,
yeah.
I do. I had the model
He's got
when
that.
I was a kid.
And then all the mountains had sawmills up in the 1880s on top.
Okay, so Ramsey or
Miller.
there's a sawmill site. I didn't go to it, but up when you get up near the top, Vista, towards, it's almost at the end of this road.
Oh yeah, there's a site up there. There's two campgrounds, and
Okay.
the first campground is called I can't think of it right now. But anyway, that also had mines around there.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if his sawmill was at that location.
That particular site. Okay.
And anyway, he also hauled for the mines. You know, they had silver at Tombstone and copper at Bisbee.
Right.
And then but he married somebody from Kansas City, and so that's where his wife lived, in the big fancy house in Kansas City.
Wow.
So there's nothing like that around here.
No.
And then, did you come up the nature trail?
No, I came up the roadway.
Okay.
I have been to the ruins before.
Okay. Well, at the ruins, these people homesteaded there.
Okay.
And they had orchards. And you can see the gal on the ladder there with the orchards.
There's a few trees left down there too.
There's a few trees left, in fact. One of the regulars brought me this apricot from down there.
Oh, isn't that precious?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep. And this is kind of interesting. This goes way back to the Civil War, and during the Civil War, they had the draft during the Civil War.
Okay.
And you and I both remember the draft, right?
I remember the 1970 draft.
Yes.
71.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but in the draft at the Civil War, if you got drafted and had any money, you could hire somebody else to go in, and it was legal.
Oh.
So this young guy came over from Germany, and some other guy got drafted, and he hired him to go in, and so they put on his military card or whatever $580. So, however, the guy that went in, he kind of lucked out if you read this paragraph right here.
He joined Sherman's army as he fought in North Carolina. The regiment was disbanded September 4, 1865.
So he wasn't in too long. So he lucked out because it started in 1860.
Right.
He'd come, a couple of years before, he'd have done plenty of time.
Wow.
And his little work, then he came out here about 10 years later and homesteaded across the street. And this is his little workshop that he had. And that still exists over there. It's private property, but they kept the workshop.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Yeah. And you remember when you were in grade school, you remember Luther Burbank? He was grafted English walnuts on native walnut trees. Well, this paragraph here says this guy did it first.
Okay.
Yeah, so
he should have got the credit.
Yes, that's probably right. Luther Burbank got famous, and this is probably the only place that.
Yeah. Only place that you would hear about it.
Hear about it. That's right. And anyway, but the guy also, it says he's an entomologist. But somehow I would assume that, somebody did tell me that he spent some time at different forts in the West before he came here. And, at that time, most of the people that collected new birds and bugs and everything, they were Army doctors. They were the doctors that accompanied the troops to new places in the West. But somehow this guy found out, about bugs.
Uh-huh.
Sent his specimens into the museums out east. In fact, they named one of the bugs after him.
Yeah, it says here there were actually maybe 3 that were named after him.
Anyway, this is kind of something I learned elsewhere, but many of the things were sent to this museum in Philadelphia, and many of the specimens, birds or whatever, were named after the guys that worked at the museum in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Which was kind of cool, right? You got Cassin's sparrow and Cassin's this and all that.
Yeah.
Only there was a downside to it. And the downside was that they used arsenic to prepare the specimens.
Oh boy.
So you got some birds named after you, but you died 10 years early.
Do you think Biederman, it says here that he died from senile exhaustion.
Yeah.
Now, I've never heard that term.
Well,
I've heard dementia.
I think it means old age.
Yeah, okay. But
when I first.
But maybe he got into the arsenic.
Maybe no, he wasn't doing that part.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but when I first were looking at people's medical records, back in the 70s, there were a number of people that they had that in there, and I think it was just meant old age.
Wow.
But I'm not for sure.
That's the first I've run across it.
Yeah, everybody gets a kick out of that. So this particular building wasn't built till the 30s.
Ah.
And it was built as a bunkhouse for the Mosons. You know about Moson's Road, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, the thing I think is interesting about the Mosons is that they worked for this guy, Colonel Green, who I had heard of before. And this right here, he had 800,000 acres and 50,000 head of cattle.
Oh my goodness.
So he was a real wheeler dealer. I guess
No
that's
kidding.
him. I don't know how he managed to do it. And he also had copper mines as well.
Right.
Yeah. So he's kind of a good looking guy. That's the only thing I could figure out that he was so successful. But anyway, and there's 640 acres in a square mile. So that's gives you an idea how much land that is.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a huge holding.
And then over here, this couple were here the longest. This guy was a colonel at the Fort Huachuca, and they did a lot of hunting, and also they hosted people that were interested in different things like snakes and birds and things like that. And
wow.
Their place is mentioned in these three
Three books. Okay.
Yep. And I happen to have read this book here, The Desert Year, before I worked here. And it was a professor that came out from the east to Tucson, and he was fascinated by the desert, and so he stayed a while. And the part that related to this guy was somebody decided that this guy ought to go birding, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, they got lots of good birding places up around Tucson.
These things are gonna melt in my hand.
Yeah,
I swear.
they got a lot of good birding places up in Tucson, but the people took him way down here to go to this guy's place for birding.
Right. I have certainly seen a lot of birds in the few weeks that I have stayed up this way.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stay right here, the first campsite that you come to, and other times I stay on Hunters. I've been on Miller Peak Road. That road kind of shakes the heck out of me.
Yeah. Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we also have a kids' room here.
This is cool.
And they have a lot of stuffed animals. The kids, 6, 7 years old, they really go crazy in there.
Oh, this is cute.
Yeah. And we've got some screens here. This is have you seen a Cody yet?
Yeah, I have not seen one up, alive.
Alive.
I've seen,
just seen pictures of them.
Right.
So we got a video of this
I
guy.
talked to a ranger. She's from Alaska, and I met her in Bisbee, but she says she goes to the Coronado one, and I think she goes to Bowie.
Fort Bowie.
Yeah. And the other one that's next to it, I can't remember how you say it.
Yeah.
But she was telling me, I never did get her name.
No, okay.
But she's from Alaska. She's obviously Native American.
Oh, okay.
She's got, her hair was braided, but it was still touching hair.
No, it's not somebody I know. I thought.
Okay. I think she might be like a higher up in the Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Like she might be like a supervisor, perhaps. She was driving a cute little Mini Cooper.
In here we got.
But she said that she moved here from Alaska because there's a whole lot less bugs.
Well, I bet that's true. Now this is another little animal that's similar to the Cody, and he's smaller, and this is called a ringtail.
Okay.
And I've seen some dead ones on the road over to Bisbee, but I've never seen a live one.
The Raparan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but over by Sonoyta.
Sonoyta?
Yeah, they're dedicated to helping these guys out.
Oh.
That's one of the things that.
Okay.
And that and prairie dogs.
Okay, this is the waterfall when it's running.
Ah.
It's not running too much lately because we've had a drought for 3 or 4 years.
Right. Now.
That's it going.
Would that be mostly from snow melt or?
Well, it can be either, but that would have been after the monsoon.
Okay.
See, the grass wouldn't be that way.
Right.
Snow melt.
I've heard that monsoon is kind of special around here.
Oh,
if you get it.
If you don't get it, you got nothing.
The one lady I went hiking to the ruins with, she's from Minnesota, and she said, I've been here 3 years, and I don't think it's really a monsoon. I think it's a non-soon.
Well, that's what people are saying. Then this is the rock room back here. So.
I have a friend in Ironwood Monument, and they've had to drill another well.
Yeah, oh no, it's bad. It's bad.
Look at all these rocks.
So anyway, I don't know much about them, but...
I don't either, but they sure are cool.
Yeah, and they got them well.
I picked up a real, kind of like this. It didn't have the crystals.
Yeah.
But it was more kind of like that. That I've got in my truck. But it's just laying there on the ground. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Is that a Geiger counter?
No, that's the deal that it'll make the rocks shine more.
Like ultraviolet, maybe?
Yeah.
Cool. This is really a cool little house.
Yep. And they have programs every other Sunday.
Okay.
This isn't the Sunday they have them.
Maybe I'll get a chance to come up, because I'm still going to be in the area for at least 2 more weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you a program here.
I'm waiting on the state of Nevada to send paperwork, and then I got to go to ADOT and get a title and a plate. I bought a truck that didn't have a title.
Oh, you can have that.
I tell you what, don't do that. It's a pain in the butt to get legal. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think
Sunday afternoon, okay.
The next one's going to be next Sunday afternoon. It's going to be about the San Pedro House.
Okay.
Which is down on the river.
Yeah, I've been by it. I have not been to it yet. I've driven past it a couple times, and I will be going down that way because I want to go back to the Coronado location.
Yeah.
And work on my Junior Ranger, get my badge.
Oh yeah. Well, the Coronado. I mean, over there you're on 90, right?
Yeah.
And then here you're on 92,
I
which
know.
is a long ways
I get confused. All these, the numbers.
Yeah.
There's 90. There's 92. There's 80.
Yeah.
There's 83.
Yeah, that's right.
It does confuse me. I'm from Michigan.
Oh, a lot of people come down from Michigan.
Sparta, Michigan.
Yeah, in fact, the guy that's the normal host here, he's in Michigan right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's from there.
What? Do you know what part of Michigan?
Not for sure. But anyway, he came to Bisbee a long time ago, and he takes a little vacation in the middle of the summer.
Cool. Well, I've been on the road since December 3rd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Did you just retire or something?
well, no, I've been retired for quite some time, and I kind of got tired of fishing. I have a cottage. You know, I'm on a lake, but
Yeah.
you know, after a while,
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I decided, you know, I need to get my butt moving.
Yeah.
And I kept talking about it, plus talk about it on YouTube.
Oh.
And I finally said, it doesn't matter that I don't have my bus completely ready to travel.
Oh, you're in a
I
bus?
no, I'm in a pickup with a camper.
Oh.
I decided, the heck with it, I'm going to go with a pickup truck and camper.
Is it that, are you parked down the road there?
Yeah, the blue.
Kind of blue one that's rusted out?
Yeah, that's just patina.
Oh, yes. Well, there's a lot of vehicles with patina.
The desert patina.
Yeah.
But it's not rusted through like they do in Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Now, I have a truck that came from Michigan.
Ah, I feel sorry for you. Yeah. Well, I drove down here in a truck from Michigan, and people were filming me in Parker, Arizona.
Why? Is it so old?
It's only a 2004, but it went,
just
the frame just snapped.
Frame snap?
Yeah, right behind the cab.
Oh my God.
So I strapped it together, believe it or not, with a loading strap. And I drove it that way for another month. And then a friend of mine that I met in Parker, he felt sorry for me. He said, I've got a truck, I'll sell you. So I got a very good deal on that. I've had to spend a little bit of money on it.
How old is it?
It's a 79, so it's 45 years old. I just recently had to put a clutch, pressure plate, flywheel, all that in. That cost quite a bit.
It cost about $2,000.
It was close. By the time you add the towing from Bisbee up to here, yeah, it was $2,000.
Yeah. So you're staying over Bisbee most of the time?
No, I work down in Bisbee every now and then.
Where do you work at?
I work for Circle K's through a contractor.
What do you do?
Clean or stock.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't run registers or nothing like that.
Okay.
But yeah, cleaning and stocking shelves. They're just 4-hour shifts.
Oh, yeah.
And I just do one a day. And then usually I've been working on Sunday for a different company, the GPM, which they own the Valero on the corner.
Oh, yeah, I know. That used to be,
they call it Fast Market.
Yeah, they used to call it Gas City. It was called Gas City when I first came down.
Okay. Well, I've worked there.
Yeah.
But lately they haven't, the last 2 weeks in a row they haven't had anything scheduled, so I got today off. How about that? All right, mateys. I don't know if I'll get this uploaded tonight because the signal's not real terrific here, but in the meanwhile, at least we got to do something today. So we'll see you Tuesday, if not before. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Arizona time. Fair winds and smiles, and of course, may God bless. Thank you for coming aboard.